Hello and welcome to Super Space Club. This is currently available as part of Steam Next Fest, so there is a demo available, and if you like it enough, well, you should probably add it to your Steam wishlist. This is an arcade action space shooter with, well, a very, very cool soundtrack, and it does have action roguelike elements to it as well. So, as you can see, we do have a number of different characters, surprisingly enough. I was actually just expecting one, but no, we have two available here. And we're going to be having Xander or Roscoe. I am a bit partial to... Is this a frog? Does this look like a frog to you? A lizard? I'm not entirely sure. What else do we have available here? We have Seeker weapons or singles. I'm going to go for Seeker weapons. That sounds pretty fun to me. And we can also change your ship type. So we could change it from Chunker, which is indeed a slow yet sturdy ship, or we can go for the Pyramid, which is more of a classic. I'm going to go for the Chunker because I am relatively slow in my thought process, so that's why we're gonna choose that. Anyway, let's do it. Alright, so you actually fly your ship with your WSD, as you might expect. You're gonna aim with the mouse, and you're gonna be able to use abilities and so on and so forth, and you have to try and defend yourself against waves of opponents. So you can see here, look at me, I'm shooting, I'm shooting, I'm shooting. Yes, it's absolutely wonderful. Both shooting and taking damage uses energy. Energy will recharge on its own while doing neither. Yeah, that's very good to know, thank you. And press right mouse button to use your character's ability. This is my ability right here. As you can see, it seems to be kind of like a cloning type ability or something like that, basically making it much more difficult for the opponent to know just exactly what or where we are. Welcome to the club. Alright, here we go. Clear one wave, this is our current mission, and defeat 5 enemies in a single round. Finish your first round. Okay, this shouldn't be too bad, right? Right? I'm not entirely sure. It's probably going to be pretty difficult for me. Let me see. Okay, well, actually not bad. Hilariously enough, I'm not doing too badly. So, as far as I can tell, it is not actually WASD. As far as I'm aware, it is just W, and you have to use your mouse to steer. So that's what we're going to try to do here. And you can see that we've already completed one of the tasks. Let me see if I can just eliminate that last guy. And we're just going to let our energy regenerate a little bit. And I gotta say, I'm actually feeling pretty decent about this. I feel like I'm not doing too badly in regards to our damage. And you can see here that I think my Seeker choice was very, very smart of me. You know, because let's face it, I'm not the best when it comes to aiming, so I'm actually really, really liking the fact that these are homing. And now we just have to try and survive. So finish our first round. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Does that mean we have to finish, I don't know, 5 waves? Or does a round constitute a run? That's the thing. This is the first time I've booted this game up, so obviously I'm going to be asking these kinds of questions, because I'm not entirely sure myself. I'm going to use my ability real fast. Oh, it's slow motion. Never mind. Okay, that's actually amazing. I am loving that. Thank you very much. Okay. That is absolutely perfect. Okay, come on, let me get this. I don't even know what these things are. Is it score? Is it experience? I don't know. There we go. Yes, eliminate them. Eliminate them. Yes, that is what you get, sir. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Do not bother me any further. Alright, wave 3 it is. Wave 3. Let's do this. Okay, we're going to have to be even more careful this time. I'm going to use my special ability here to take out the big ship. And there we go. Whoa, look at how much experience or score or whatever that thing is. I don't even know what it is. But I'm very, very happy that we're picking it up. Whatever it is, you know. Hopefully it's going to be good for us. And I just need my energy to regenerate. As you can see, it's a bit critical. But thankfully, once you stop firing and stop doing any of that stuff, you can actually use boosters as well, by the way. There is a booster available. But I'm not necessarily using that as much as I should be, potentially. I believe if I press, is it spacebar to boost? I'm not entirely sure actually about that right now. I did take a look at the controls, and the controls are very simple, by the way. Very easy to get a hang of, but of course, it's one of those games, you know? It's one of those games where it's easy to learn, but in my opinion at least, seems like hard to master. I think it's probably going to be hard to master, for me at least. Okay, let me just speed things, well, slow things down or speed myself up. Actually, I'm not entirely sure what's happening right there, because I don't know whether you've noticed, but my energy significantly decreases when I use my ability. And as a result, I'm going to assume that I am actually the one that is speeding up rather than the enemies slowing down. So that is actually a really, really cool mechanic, in my opinion, because that has a sort of double-edged sword kind of deal to it. In other words, you yourself are going to be very, very damaging, but you're also going to run out of energy just that much faster. So I'm just going to try and see if I can avoid taking damage here. I mean, that's the thing. We are obviously in an asteroid field right now, and we have mines all over the place too. I don't know whether you've noticed, but whenever I go into one of these mines, it actually makes a big, big explosive damage ability against me, so I'm a little bit worried about that. Okay, let me just see if I can avoid this. Oh no. Oh no, I'm pretty terrible at avoiding stuff. Okay, there we go. We actually destroyed the ship. Well, shall we say the station, and now it is round 5. Okay, or shall we say wave 5. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna use my ability. Let's get him. Yes, we did actually do it. Fantastic, fantastic. All right, here we go. Yeah, I'm just trying to do as much damage as possible, just trying to pick up as much score as I can as well. As I say, I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen after the run is over. Who knows whether we're going to be receiving, you know, abilities or something like that, because it does have that roguelike element to it, I suppose. So we're going to obviously figure that out as time goes on. I'm going to have to avoid getting murdered here as well, because you can obviously see that as soon as your ship is about to be destroyed, it flashes a little bit. So you do know that you're basically 1 or 2 hits away from being eliminated. Like now, for example. Yeah, but thankfully, because we are, you know, able to regenerate, able to kind of stay out of the line of fire for just a little bit longer, you know, it really makes a huge difference. But I'm actually wondering if there's any specific direction that I should really travel in. I'm thinking maybe I should go down here, or should I go somewhere else? I'm not entirely sure, but we're just going to do a little bit of speedy action right here to try and... oh no, I was very much hoping to eliminate that larger ship just that much faster than we actually did. These are the straight shooting things, and I'm not going to actually bother with those, of course. I really like the Seeker, by the way. I think that the Seeker weapon is fantastic. Not sure if it does less damage. Maybe it does less damage than the straight shooting ones, but I personally feel like the homing component is far and away very, very useful. Okay, I might actually be dying here any second now. That is maybe not the best thing. No. Oh, we got murdered. Alright, yeah, we just got literally obliterated by that massive laser. And there you go. Alright, so we did manage to get to 4020. So what happens if I click play again? Okay, so we can actually now change our loadout a little bit further if we want to. So I'm actually going to play with the different character because I want to see what kind of weapon he has. And we're going to play with the Seeker again, because we already kind of know what the singles do. So we're going to play with the Seeker again, and we're going to change our ship to the more classic one. I want to see what kind of thing that I like. Okay, oh, wait a minute. This is a different mission now. So bump into 5 asteroids. Okay, well, we've already done 2 right there. That was easy enough, wasn't it? And there's another one, and then we can do one last one, please. There we are. Wonderful. Okay, regenerate full energy after energy being critical. Oh, well, that's easy enough for me, isn't it? All right, so what's my ability? My ability is... Okay, that's pretty easy. My ability is literally just a shield? I think it's a shield. So that's actually really, really good. And look at that, I've already completed all the objectives. Fantastic, look at that. Okay, so what do I need to do next? I'm not entirely sure, but I don't know whether you've noticed, but the color palette of the game has actually changed. I'm wondering whether that's because we got our first objectives done. Because it's completely different now, as you can see. So I'm actually wondering what happens. What actually happens if we go a little bit... I don't know, a little bit further here, or if I just die. You know, what actually happens if I die now? Is that actually going to make a difference? I mean, you can see here that my energy becomes critical extremely fast with this ship in comparison to the Chunker ship. However, this ship is extremely maneuverable, as you can quite clearly tell. I can literally just basically aim at anything, and my ship automatically just faces toward them so extremely fast. Really, really fast. Very maneuverable. So if you're looking for a much faster ship, then I'd highly recommend using the Pyramid, because really, look, I mean, you can quite clearly see exactly what's going on with it. And obviously, if I do get a little bit of damage taken, which is inevitably going to happen, because obviously we are indeed playing a much more maneuverable ship, but it is indeed much lighter in its defenses. It is, of course, going to take a lot more damage. And it's going to be a lot less stable when it comes to actually crashing into things too. But that's the reason why it's got a defensive shield, I suppose. Or, at the very least, you can use a defensive shield with your current character. Well, with this one, with Xander, in comparison to Roscoe. Oh, we got murdered. That is exactly what happened right there. Yeah. I see. Now that's the thing. I was just very unsure of what I would be able to actually take as a result of that. So, for example, let's say if I wanted to, switch back to the Chunker right here, and let's see if we actually get a different. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so look at this. Defeat 50 enemies using the singles weapon. Oh, the singles weapon? Alright, so I've just refit my my ship with the singles. What? This thing is insane. Look at the insanity that is coming out of my ship right now. Okay, that's pretty cool, actually, all things considered. That is pretty cool. The singles weapon seems to be extremely large. I actually thought it was going to be a lot smaller than that, but no. It is actually really, really large in its hitbox, so it's going to be a lot easier for you to hit things. Anyway, I'm going to shut up so you can actually hear a little bit of the music that is actually available in the game. As I said at the very start, it does have a wonderful soundtrack.
Feeling like a cosmonaut, comet on an oval path, darker than a nebula. I float till I'll see what's behind. Used to look up at the stars and say that constellation's mine. Relax your mind and just let go. There's none above and none below. Corona Borealis crown, Minotaur and wedding gown. Could've seen it out of town, away from the city night. Orion's arms reach, light years make the sky speak. Got me. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. It's really nice to be in space. I feel like I could measure time. I feel like I could not do nothing, and nothing would I even mind. Total clear, moving faster, shining like a chandelier. Growing closer to the closer that was far but always near. Yeah, sort of like a culmination, you can shed a tear. Relaxing at the beach, relaxing, kick up your feet. It's really nice to be in space. It's really nice to see the dark, the metal of an asteroid. It's like an ancient spark. I feel like I can see my heart. In the universe, I play my part. Feel relaxed with all the space, floating like a pedal pace. Galaxies and dust and gas. Used to worry about the cash. Feeling like a cosmonaut, comet on an oval path, darker than a nebula. I float till I'll see what's behind. Used to look up at the stars and say that constellation's mine.
So there you have it. It's a very, very chill, laid-back kind of soundtrack, and indeed game in its entirety. It feels on the one hand very intense, but on the other hand it feels pretty chill. You know, you can glide around this wonderful section of space, and you can pretty much just relax as much as you like. However, do bear in mind, it is not easy. You know, you're gonna get a good handle of the controls, of course. The controls are very easy to learn, but as I said very much earlier in the episode, it feels hard to master. I think it feels, it's going to be pretty difficult to get far in the game. Although, to be fair, I actually think that Xander, with this particular ability, with the shield ability, is extremely strong with the chunker ship. So I definitely recommend, if you're someone that's not particularly good at dogfighting, for example, in space games, then I would highly recommend playing with that loadout, because you're more than likely going to be able to survive at least long enough to be able to complete your objectives. So that's definitely something to bear in mind. Anyway, that's probably going to be it for this episode and Super Space Club. And if you would like to check out the game, there is a link in the description. I highly recommend adding it to your Steam wishlist if you enjoy it. And there is a demo available. So, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.